card is the best to play. And you know the PlayStation guys, they're gonna get upset. They're gonna get mad. I mean, they're not even going to have the best place to play their games. Not only that, they'll be paying to play online, while the PC gamers are going to be playing for free. It's going to be a similar situation to that of the Xbox, where PlayStation gamers become second-class citizens in a third-world country of PlayStation, compared to the PC gamers eating first world, playing the best version of Sony's games, not paying to play online, having mods, having features, having like it's the same thing that happened with Xbox. And people saying that, you know, well, Nintendo might do it. Nintendo's never going to go third party or put their games.
They dreaming if they think so.
Oh, 1000%. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I remember Nintendo on the lowest of the low, on N64, on GameCube, on ported from Wii because the graphics are sucking. On the Wii U is failing.
They ain't doing it.
They want Nintendo to go third party, but Nintendo has said from the very beginning they will exit gaming before they go third party. They will be out this bitch before it goes third party. That's something that they're not going to do. It's not in their DNA, and I honestly, quite frankly, worry about Sony's stature globally.
They're gonna be fine,
especially in Japan, because they are absolutely irrelevant in Japan.
True.
They got rid of Japan studios. They don't make any games that appeal to Japanese customers. They don't make any games that appeal to Japanese consumers. Final Fantasies, the Dragon Quest, all those games are now going to be on the Switch too. You don't need to own a PlayStation for the next Dragon Quest. You don't need to own a PlayStation for the next Final Fantasy. Right. You won't need to own a PlayStation for any of the next big Japanese games. Japan is now going to solely be dominated by Nintendo and the Switch 2.
It's been like that.
Which leaves Sony being nothing more than a glorified Xbox, and the Xbox at its absolute best. And now they're Xbox at their absolute worst, because they're going to be doing exactly what Microsoft is doing by putting their games on the PC.
No. They're fine. They still sell. It's not based off of exclusives.
There's no chance I buy a PlayStation 6 now. There's nothing. And, you know, you can't even say, oh, but, you know, it's going to have the DualSense 2 or the DualShock 6. You can use all these controllers.
No exclusives. It's over.
There literally is nothing. It's not for a Blu-ray player because, you know, we have streaming and stuff now, and anybody can just buy a $50 Blu-ray player. Like, there is zero incentive to ever buy a PlayStation for me ever again.
Damn.
You can chime in now if you want. Who's sending me messages here?
Y'all, there we go again.
The way I feel about it, you know.
Look at this headline.
Like, save money. If I'm going to buy something, like play games, most of it's going to be PC. And if I want to play Nintendo, it'll be Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, I mean, I would just upgrade my PC with that $500, $600, $700, $800 or whatever the PlayStation 6 is going to cost.
Because all this console war stuff is dead, man.
Oh, it's over. It's done. 1000% done.
I'm gonna miss it. It was fun back then, but
Nintendo won. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that does bother and worry me though is this. And I know the Great Exposer would definitely say that if he was in here. We are about to go into an era of gaming where we're not about to see any kind of innovation. Period. Before, you know, these console manufacturers are trying to sell hardware. They're trying to compete with other platforms. Nintendo had Mario. Sony came out with Sonic.
It's just the way it is.
Nintendo got Final Fantasy. Sega came out with Phantasy Star. Nintendo got Final Fight. Sega came out with Streets of Rage.
So you guys are saying what he's saying. Everybody realizes Nintendo won who are wise.
Tekken, Virtual Fighter, Dead or Alive, like all Halo, Killzone, Forza, Gran Turismo.
No exclusives. They're done.
All of these amazing games and franchises.
They're leaving Sony
because one company, one hardware manufacturer had it, the other didn't, so they had to make a game that could compete. Now there's no more market differentiation. There's no more competition. There's no more need to innovate. It's just put out a game, probably upcharge as much as you can, $80, put it to crazy levels of loot boxes and all kinds of weirdo crazy stuff, and ship it, call it a day. Like the people were even saying, they're just out here trying to maximize profit. Nobody is really out here trying to make a good game. Like Nintendo is talking about, we're trying to make good games, we're trying to lower development cost cycles. And you know what? That might also be a reason why we don't see a lot of competitive games anymore. It's like, think about it this way, right? If Halo came out now, let's just say Halo 1 came out now, it would have spent 4 years in development. It would have gone from the Macintosh over to the PC, and then over to Xbox, and then it would have had to take a year to be successful. So it would probably take anywhere between 3 and 5 years for a game to come out and be successful, and then the hold on one second, and then the other companies would have to react. So you're looking at like a 4 to 6 year period now to react to a competitor's game being successful. Whereas, in 16-bit era, 32-bit era, 64-bit era, you can make a game in a year or two. If somebody made a hot game on our platform in a year, you can make your own rendition to combat it and come back the very next year. You can't do that now.
Yeah, the budget's too insane, but he's not getting that Sony is mainly sold for third party. The first party stuff was a luxury. That didn't start to the PS3 era.
And
they're just not real PlayStation fans. They're exclusive fanboy fans.
The indie titles have to do one of three things to survive. Get uber successful, like Expedition 33. You have to sign off with a publisher that's going to want to monetize the hell out of your game so they can receive some profit back. Or you're going to have to do like what a Killing Floor 3 did and just put insane monetization options in the game to keep yourself afloat.
And I get what Bond is saying. He's a smart guy. He's just
good for gaming. And, this is the generation of gaming where I heard that it was the best generation of gaming ever.
In a lot of ways it is, but he's still not getting that Sony's exclusivity is not as important as Nintendo. Not even close. It's actually the extreme opposite. Their exclusives made them a lot better. Of course, they stepped past the 5-yard line in the PS3 era, and they kept on stepping closer and closer, but I paused the stream, but it's all right. We're going to get to where we need to get to anyways. I kind of just wanted to sneak in here and find some more crash outs. He just can't handle it. To him, PS6 is now irrelevant. That's crazy because we know Sony's still going to money hat like crazy. They're still going to have a lot of exclusives, but they'll just be timed exclusives. You know what I mean? I'm kind of working out at the moment. And it just blows my mind that they are going to leave Sony because they want to share their games with other gamers on another platform. These people, to me, were never real gamers to begin with, and they never really cared about the platform. Because if you like the platform, you like the platform. If they decide to want to share their games, you're leaving? Man, that's kind of childish. I'm still going to support the PS6 and all that because I know about those money hats and those exclusive games, and then the diminishing returns are just going to be so high. It's getting to that point now. I don't care about that. I'm going to get the game when I want to get it, when I can get it, if I can afford it. So that's why I said I don't care that Sony's putting their games out. So what? Let other people play games. I think that's how it was back then. Let your friend borrow your game on a different platform, borrow my stuff, or come over because I want you to enjoy the game. These people are ridiculous.
It was the most fun generation of gaming ever, yet this is the generation I see the least exclusives, the least innovation.
Not really.
The most problems, the most issues, the most games getting canceled, the most live service games getting shut down. Like, what are we doing here?
Over there.
Nothing more but consolidating more and more and more, and there's just going to be less and less and less room.
But then you have more cheaper options. You have more content than you ever had in your entire life. Something you used to wait around for once or twice a year is now out every month for years. The last 2-3 years, dude, it's nonstop. On all these platforms, all these subscription services, you are overloaded and we are spoiled. People are ungrateful. I'm telling you, all this is just ungrateful. There's more epic video games that you've ever seen in your life. Is there more trash too and all that other stuff? Yes, but it's not the only thing to focus on. There's so much more positive too. It just depends. But I get what he means about the problems. We've talked about this in my video tons of times. You guys know about this. I've covered this multiple times. So nothing new here.
Yeah, getting pretty bad out here in gaming.
No, y'all just
Well,
can't
back
handle
when
the
we were up in the
change.
weapon wheel thing, I was one of the few people who kept saying that it was going to be like a very stifling, when it comes to gaming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really keep up with them. I can imagine Jack is pretty damn pissed off. I can imagine Smooth is pretty much laughing. I could probably imagine BG doesn't care because he's just gonna buy a pro or whatever and play the games day one, then rebuy them on PC. But you know, dude's a father now, right? I assume that's what I've been hearing. But let's just say you had a kid. I had a kid. Whoever has a kid, like, is it really your incentive now and your priority now to want to play games day one? Is it really going to hurt you now that you're a family man to wait 6 months, 3 months to a year to play a game?
You can
got
wait.
other shit to do and other shit to prioritize. Like, our generation of gamers is moving to like a different stratosphere where like waiting isn't a problem.
No, because there's so
Especially when you have
much.
a better product.
Yeah, and it depends on what types of games you're playing. Like, of course, if you're playing something that's like an MMO or certain, like some type of like service game, there's always something going on constantly. Then yeah, I can see that. But you like RPGs, I like RPGs.
Me
We
too.
can just wait. We just wait to the freaking Game of the Year edition or whatever, and then they got all the stuff together.
That's a good point because one of the main reasons why I owned a PlayStation was the Japanese RPGs. But now all the Japanese RPGs more or less come day and day to PC. And now even the bigger ones come to PC. PC probably gets more JRPGs than any individual platform. Now it's I don't need a PlayStation anymore. Sometime eventually I'll get a Switch too. So, I'll just play my Japanese RPGs on the PC or on the Switch. It's actually better for me because then I can actually play them portably, whether it's on my PC, on my Switch, or even the Steam Deck. So, the Steam
Right.
Deck can this Japanese RPG.
So he's leaving PlayStation for Nintendo because they don't have exclusives. Crazy stuff. This is all hilarious to me. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like I said, I like Blackbond. He's a smart guy. The only thing I'm just not agreeing with him on is the fact that he just doesn't understand the differences and that, dude, you guys are just not accepting that exclusives never had that type of power in those worlds to begin with. It just felt that way against Xbox. You got to get out of that. It's okay that other people can play games. You had your experiences. You're going to get them before them. While you're sitting over there waiting on PC, I'll be having those games day one on PlayStation. Why? Because I care about the games, not about, the console. And that's just how I am. And if you want to wait, you're not wrong for that too. Wait. Wait for it on the Ally. If you're getting the wrong Ally, wait for it on the Xbox or the next gen Xbox. Wait for it on PC, whatever. But what we know now is that exclusives were never bad, as I told people, because like I said before, eventually one day they could probably reach your hand and they won't stay exclusives. Now you see what I said. All right, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out. Have a great day. More crash outs are coming.